Hi, this is Linda from daretosparkle.com. I'm your love coach and relationship psychotherapist. And I've just jumped on today to talk to you about your ghost, your missing guy, Casper. The one who you had all that chemistry with over a couple of dates, and now all of a sudden he's vanished and you don't know what to do about it. So I get a lot of calls and a lot of emails and a lot of clients talking about this. And so it's a little bit of a minefield. So I thought I'd give you 3 tips today on how to deal with him. So tip number 1, try not to get in your head too much about it. The thing to bear in mind is if you had these connections in the beginning, if 1 or 2, 3 dates, however long it's been, it might be longer, and there was this connection that you felt, and now he's just not calling you, texting you, or asking you out on another date, then take his silence as a complete answer. Just, that is it. He's not contacting you. If he wanted to, then he would. Sometimes we can just start overanalyzing stuff and wonder if maybe he's been hit by a bus, or maybe he's too scared to contact me. Maybe he thinks I don't like him. Maybe he thinks, or whatever, we start making up in our own head. Anyway, don't get into that if you can help it. It's natural to try and work something out that doesn't make any sense, but you don't have the information at hand. You don't have any information about why this guy isn't contacting you for another date or even checking in with you at all. I mean, he could be up a mountain with no Wi-Fi, could happen, or he might be busy, he might be working away, he might have another girl, he might be dating others, you're not his priority, he just might not be into you at all. We just have to face the fact. But regardless of what it is, number 1, take his silence as a complete message that he doesn't want to contact you, whether you like it or not. So it just saves you from all that second guessing that's quite painful, and also hopefully will stop you from sending that text. It says, "Hi, how are you?" when clearly he doesn't care how you are. So don't do that, please. Or saying "what's up," or saying "do you miss me," or saying whatever it is, reaching out and asking a question. Don't ask a question. I'm going to tell you what to do in a minute in step 2, but the rule for step 1 is take his silence as a complete message and recognize that he either doesn't want to contact you or something really has happened and there's some kind of emergency and he'll get over it at some point and contact you in that case. Or number 3, maybe he has got a bit of cold feet or nerves or whatever, we don't know. Again, we'd never know until we speak to him, so just let that one go by the by. So instead of, though, which is a lot of advice out there, just saying, well, no, women don't make the first move to reconnect with a guy. If he doesn't want to contact you, then next him, he's out the picture. If you do feel that there is chemistry and you want to reach out with something to reconnect, and I'm not saying do that after a few days or a few hours, please. I'm saying maybe after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, longer, and you just think, I think I'll just reconnect with that guy just to see if anything's still there. If you have to do that, then there is a way of doing it which is much more low energy investment, because we're always looking to stay in feminine energy and not try and push the agenda. Because you might have noticed that when you try and push things forward, it tends to backfire somehow or other. The guys can get a bit freaked out. Oh, she's too keen. So, or whatever they think. So it is nice. It's obviously the best outcome is if they contact us, checking in, how are you? Do you want to go out again? That's nice, it's the best scenario. But this is only to do when you think that he's not going to contact me again. So you can reach out with this very specific type of message. And the message is about something fun or relating to an in-joke or something that just is teasing him or something of that nature. So it's light-hearted and it goes with no expectations on your part at all. So when we send these texts, it's to say, I'm just going to send it. The guy's gone anyway. So I may as well, there's got nothing to lose. So it's a last-ditch attempt to just open up a space to allow him to step up and respond. And so tip number 2 is what I call sending the paper aeroplane. And the paper aeroplane refers to that moment in college, school, sometimes at work, we used to do it in the office, where you make a paper aeroplane and you fire it across the room at somebody and it hits them on the side of the head and they look down and they pick it up and look over to see where it's come from. And it's just a little attention grabbing moment and it's funny. Well, I think it's funny. And they look over and you're there, just giving a little wave, no pressure, a little fun gesture. So the text that you'll send is the equivalent of doing something like that. And so that's why you don't ask a question or get heavy about the situation. It's just a little fun reaching out to him. So ways of doing that might be, we'll just say you've got an in-joke. You might have an in-joke that you went on a date and there was a weird waiter that was serving you. I mean, I don't know, anything could have happened in your particular dating life, but just say there's a weird waiter and you were both trying not to laugh about it or something and you spoke about it afterwards. That guy was weird, wasn't he? Then you could just send a text saying, I saw that waiter today. I ran in the other direction. Smiley face. That's it. Just a little fun thing to remind him of something funny that happened. Or it might be, just say he likes rap music and you hate rap music and you had a little debate about it. Send him a message and say, I had to sit through a whole rap band playing last night in the bar. Torture. Angry face. And he'll think that's funny. If he doesn't think it's funny, then clearly he has no heart for you or he's got no sense of humour. So it's just those little messages like that that make him smile, make him remember what a great person you are, funny, flirty. Or it might be that maybe he's recommended that you read a book or you go somewhere and you go and do that, or you read the book and just this is an example, but you could send a text saying, read that book. How sad was that ending? How could you do that to me? Sad face. Just might have gone to an exhibition that he recommended. Went to that exhibition. Great choice, by the way. That was it. Smile. So now you're giving him a little compliment about his recommendation, and you're not asking for him to say anything in return. It might be that his basketball team won against your basketball team, or a special match or something. You'd say, see the Lakers won, bet you're feeling smug face. Anything that's funny like that is the paper aeroplane text. Now I've got over 200 of these texts in my guide, which is over on my website, www.datasparkle.com, in the Texting Secrets for Women. And there's a text or various texts for all the different situations that you'll go through in dating and relationships and getting to commitment and ghosting and being stood up and playing hot and cold, all the different scenarios. I've got texts for everything, so you can go over there and check that out. I've also got on the site 7 free texts to get you going, to flirt your way into his heart. So that's the Paper Aeroplane, and it's just a way of reaching out in something in a fun way, because a lot of these hard rules girls, will say, no way, I'm not making a move. But if we all said that, really, there's a lot of relationships that wouldn't exist if we weren't prepared to make a little bit of a bold move from time to time, especially if the guy was particularly really a nice guy. I mean, we're not going to do it for a player. He's getting nothing from us. I mean, clearly, we're not going to send him any aeroplane. He's going to the curb. But if the guy was nice and there was chemistry and you just want to create a little opening, then the little Paper Aeroplane text is a good option. Very low risk. Just send it. You've got nothing to lose. What have you got to lose? I mean, he's a ghost. He's rude as well. Hasn't even contacted you. Just send it, see what happens. So, number 3, the tip, when you've got this ghost. Just remember that dating is a journey. And really, when you're dating somebody, you're auditioning each other to see if there's a role in each other's lives. And you're auditioning your leading man. Now, if he's ghosted, this isn't a great indication that he might be Mr. McDreamy. But we never know until we get to know them a little bit more. Everybody deserves a little chance. I mean, personally, when it happened to me, my current relationship's been going for 16 years. If I hadn't reached out, which this is how I did it, and we got together and same ups and downs as everybody else, but if I hadn't done that, we'd never have seen each other again. So it's only worth trying once, that's it. It's all he gets. Little Paper Aeroplane. Little subtle, I'm over here, hey? And see what he does with it. He'll either pick the plane up and throw it back, or he won't. But at least you'll know. Because you don't need to know why he's not contacting you. But if he doesn't do it after you've actually given him provided the space for him to do it, so even if he is shy, you can get over that excuse. Because now he's got an opportunity, so he can reconnect. Even if you've been telling yourself, oh, it's been too long, maybe he doesn't know whether to contact me or not now. Maybe he thinks that I don't like him anymore. Well, now you've shown him, I'm here, hello. And now you can get rid of that excuse. And you haven't even had to do anything. He doesn't even know if you like him or not when you send that text. He might suspect that you do, but you're not saying that you do. You're not even saying answer back. You're not asking a question to try and keep a conversation going. You're actually it's this little flirty, funny thing. And now he's connecting you with a feel good in him. You made him smile about something. And when we make somebody smile, they connect us to feeling good. So now you've got a couple of things that are working to your advantage. So, because, I'll always say this, they don't know that you're great until they get to know you a little bit more. So anybody can go off the radar anytime. It's not chasing anybody, it's not about trying too hard, it's coming out of feminine energy for momentarily, because feminine energy leans back and goes more with the flow and doesn't try and force the agenda or force any action. We're not doing that. It's a little subtle coming into a slight masculine energy, an action energy, to make something happen, but it's so subtle and maybe just worth a shot. So that's how to deal with your ghost if you want to figure out how to reconnect, and give it a try. If it's been a reasonable length of time and you're beginning to suspect that, you know, it's going to fizzle out if you don't take a little bit of action. And after that, that's it. As I say, that's all he gets. Leave it, walk away next him if he doesn't come back with something that shows that he's interested. And that's how to deal with your ghost, as I say. And I hope that's helpful for those of you who are getting in a little bit of a mind loop about where Casper's gone. And as I say, go and check out the 200 plus texting secrets for women over on my website, and grab your free guide, which you've got 7 free magic texts to bring your guide closer. And there's some great stuff in the free guide too. So I've been Linda Bebbington for daretosparkle.com, and I hope you've enjoyed the tips today on how to deal with your Mr. Casper ghost. And I'll see you soon. Bye.